Why is diamond so hard? We've known for some time that diamond is not the hardest material on the planet. We have already discovered and created harder ones. However, it still proudly tops the traditional Mohs scale of hardness. But why is it many times stronger than other minerals? Behind the noble name diamond hides just a form of ordinary carbon. But the individual carbon atoms here are arranged perfectly. In a cubic crystal lattice, each atom is bonded tightly to 4 neighboring atoms, and these form an octahedron within the lattice. In order to break a piece of diamond, these strong bonds must be broken. That's why diamond is much harder than, for example, graphite. Also made of carbon atoms, but in individual layers that simply slide over one another. Which animal is the loudest of all? Cicadas can drown out a jackhammer, 120 decibels. A cockatoo during mating makes sounds that are 10 decibels louder. And the blue whale's whistle at 188 decibels can, of course, be heard underwater from hundreds of kilometers away. But we're still not at the top. The lion, which only roars at 114 decibels, doesn't stand a chance here. The loudest creature on Earth is the tiny shrimp Alpheus bellulus, which easily surpasses even the blast of a cannon. The record-breaking sound of about 200 decibels doesn't come from its mouth, but from a powerful claw that can shoot a jet of water at speeds up to 100 kilometers per hour. This creates a shockwave so strong that nothing within 2 meters stands a chance of surviving. Even at greater distances, it would at the very least rupture human eardrums. Fortunately, these crustaceans live deep beneath the surface of tropical seas. How many calories do we burn by thinking? Would you like to lose weight, but don't feel like exercising? Do you prefer sitting and thinking hard instead? After all, the brain also uses energy while it works. But is that enough? Over the course of a day, our thinking organ burns about 400 to 500 calories, which is roughly 1/5 of the body's total energy consumption. However, most of this is used for automatic processes, such as controlling muscles or processing sensory input. Even if you spent the whole day and night just sleeping deeply, your brain would still burn around 240 calories. Scientists have already conducted a number of experiments to determine whether solving difficult tasks increases the brain's energy output. And they agree that it definitely does. In fact, the higher our IQ, the more energy disappears this way. On the other hand, it's quite unlikely that energy use would increase by more than 5 calories per hour, so unfortunately, it's not enough for weight loss. What happens when plants get drunk? You simply reach for the wrong thing by accident, and instead of water, you water your plants with white wine. Or even with a whole bottle of vodka. What does alcohol do to them? It depends on the type of alcohol. Wine or beer aren't very suitable for plants, supposedly because of their high sugar content. However, another type might actually benefit them. Around 2006, American botanist William Miller came up with an interesting study in which he tried watering daffodils with a solution of gin, whiskey, water, tequila, or other hard liquors. According to him, if a 4 to 6% alcohol solution is used, the plants grow shorter stems, but the flowers remain the same size. And as drunk, they even last longer before wilting. After all, alcohol isn't foreign to plants. For example, when there's not enough oxygen in the soil, they produce energy by fermenting sugars, and alcohol is created as a byproduct. But nothing should be overdone. A large amount of alcohol can destroy the plant cell membranes or important proteins. Why do people go to the sauna without a swimsuit? Experienced sauna users have known this for a long time, but beginners might feel the urge. Can't I just keep my swimsuit on? Definitely not. Swimsuits are not worn in the sauna. But why is that? There are many reasons. First, swimsuits usually fit tightly to the body, so the skin underneath doesn't breathe the same way as it does in other areas, and this disrupts the even warming of the body. Tight straps and elastic bands also prevent proper blood circulation. As a result, the effect of the sauna isn't what it should be. Second, if you come straight from the pool and your swimsuit is wet, the warm environment causes many bacteria to quickly multiply on it. which can easily cause unpleasant problems. Women's swimsuits often have metal clasps as well, and these can heat up significantly and burn your skin. Take your swimsuit off, but you can keep a towel or a sheet wrapped around you. Or get a special sauna outfit. Can we eat stickers on fruit? You washed the beautiful red apple, but you were so eager to eat it that you didn't notice the small sticker, and now it's already in your stomach. What now? Could anything happen to you? You can stay calm. Manufacturers who put stickers on fruit take such accidents into account. The stickers are made to contain no toxic substances, and even the adhesive used to attach them to the peel is harmless. In other words, fruit stickers are edible. They are subject to strict regulations, such as those set by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA. However, deliberately eating them isn't a good idea, because your body has to work quite hard to digest them safely. Why do we laugh when tickled? We can't tickle ourselves. But when someone else tickles us, we usually burst into laughter. But why do we do that, when tickling isn't actually pleasant? It's actually a mystery that has puzzled scientists for a very long time. The Greek philosopher Plato, the English physicist Isaac Newton, and the British naturalist Charles Darwin all studied it, but answers have only come from modern research using electromagnetic resonance. When we laugh from tickling, the same area of the brain is activated as when we laugh at a good joke. This area is called the Rolandic-operculum, which then influences facial muscle movements and even the tone of voice. However, when laughing from tickling, the hypothalamus also responds, an area otherwise active during pain or in a fight. According to neurologists, laughter might be a kind of signal of surrender, so that the opponent gets bored and stops tickling as soon as possible. How far can we see with the naked eye? All you have are healthy eyes, or maybe the right glasses, but no telescope. How far can you see? To the end of the street? To the top of a mountain a few kilometers away? Not even close, much farther. If we turn our eyes to the sky, we can suddenly see as far as 384,000 kilometers to the moon. Or 150 million kilometers to the sun. And thanks to their size and brightness, even to a whole range of stars. The most distant object we can see with the naked eye is considered to be the M31 galaxy, also known as the Great Andromeda Nebula. It has a spiral shape, just like our Milky Way, and under ideal conditions we can observe it as a small misty cloud. Its distance is estimated at an incredible 2.5 million light-years. Can we even imagine that? Light from the moon reaches our eyes in 1.19 seconds. From the sun, it takes 8 minutes. But the photons currently showing us the Andromeda galaxy left that place back when Australopithecines were roaming the Earth. Is it true that salt melts ice? In winter, it's a completely common practice in cities. As soon as it starts to freeze, salt is spread on the roads. So it doesn't get slippery. Because it's generally said that salt melts ice. But does it really work that way? When we pour salt into water in its liquid state, its freezing point shifts. This applies not only to salt and water, but also to any other substance in any other solvent. Salt water becomes ice only at about -2 degrees Celsius instead of the well-known 0. So salt doesn't melt ice at all, quite the opposite. Salt helps water not to freeze so soon. When we sprinkle it on icy sidewalks and roads, it mixes with a bit of liquid water that came from the sun, people walking, or cars driving, and it keeps it in liquid form longer. A similar effect would be achieved by sprinkling sugar on the road, but that would be significantly more expensive. Why don't bones decompose after death? When death comes, the body gradually decomposes and disappears. But not all of it. Bones remain. For hundreds, thousands, even millions of years. Why is it that bones don't succumb to the usual mechanisms of decay? Even though bones contain blood vessels and nerves like other parts of the body, their main composition is different. 2/3 of them are made up of inorganic, non-living materials, similar to what we find in minerals. Another component is collagen, a very durable protein that is not easily damaged. And since the collagen is also coated with that inorganic matter, bones resist decomposition for a long time. They last the longest when stored in complete dryness, where microbes can't survive. And if they eventually become fossils and are covered by layers of sediment, they can last for eternity. But if they end up in damp conditions, in acidic soil, or are exposed to bacteria or insects, the collagen layer is attacked and the bones of humans and animals soon crumble to dust. After all, if that didn't happen, bones would be everywhere today.